Hey guys, how you doing? Rolling? My name is Lloyd Williams. I'm front of house engineer for Young the Giant. We are here at Red Rocks in Colorado today for the last show of the In the Open tour. With this tour, we're going in and out of two style shows. We're doing the In the Open Unplugged set, which is what this tour is named after. And then along the tour, we're having full band headline electric set, which is very different from the Unplugged set that we do. We are using the LV1 Classic to do monitors from front of house for the Unplugged set, which is how we've been running the tour. Then we're flipping over to another show file on LV1, which is back to the electric set, where monitors then reverts back to stage. This is going to be, I want to say, my 6th or 7th time at Red Rocks. It's always special to come back. It's a very special venue to a lot of people. A lot of amazing live records made here. And great to be here with these tools, with this setup that I love. And I'm stoked for the show. It's going to be fantastic. So today's cool because we're demoing version 16 of the software, 80 mono or stereo inputs, which goes up to 160 inputs essentially. I'm not at that position right now with this band, thankfully. We're at about 60-ish and change. But I know next year, and in terms of expanding for other artists as well, whoever I'm mixing, the ability to go up to that number of inputs is pretty great for the future. So what's cool about what we're looking at right here with the new fader bank is that I've been using this console on this tour, especially when I've been doing monitors in front of house for the In the Open Unplugged sets. What I was finding myself looking for was grabbing a fader. So this is a great combo to now have to be able to just plug in and power in USB over. And that way now I can actually grab a fader that I'm looking for and it gives me what I want.
How you doing, Red Rocks?
So how I mix is essentially on one page right now, which is all DCAs, as well as some drum groups and my main vocal, which is the only fader that my finger's on pretty much for the whole show. But when I'm looking over here, especially with the Unplugged set, we have a number of variables here where the guys are playing a lot more dynamically, especially in the guitars. So when I have my DCAs on my main screen over here, I have my setups for the main groups of which, like bass, guitars, tracks. But when my guy goes to acoustic and I don't have any essentially screen real estate left, I'm looking to go over here and be able to grab faders in real time for some of those instruments that are a little bit more song specific and level. And also the other thing is with the Unplugged set, I'm not doing snaps for that show. It's very, very organic. So I'm actually mixing the show just constantly in real time on DCAs, whereas the electric set is much more heavily dependent on scenes. A number of plugins that I really at this point would not be happy doing a show without. In phase, which I've always been using since day one on kick and snare. F6 is still on everything. PSC that I've started doing some really interesting things with on my drum channels and vocal channels, using them in ducking mode, side chaining to other instruments and then setting the gain structure correctly so that nothing gets through when I don't want it to. What's also cool about that as well is I'm essentially using them as gates. So I'm using double PSCs as gates now. And I've been using Kramer tape on my master bus since day one as well. There are some kind of tips and tricks in here that I've really enjoyed playing around with, and now it's like my kind of go-to settings, and it has a huge effect on what my left-right sounds like, especially with the speed and the bias. And then I've just started using the Abbey Road mastering chain for some really nice, subtle, like wide Q, subtractive EQ, and sometimes positive EQ as well. When some of the PA systems aren't quite giving me what I want, I like to put a little bit in, and it's really, really transparent. For vocal effects, for Samir, I'm using H-Verb, running snapshots for the electric set. Every single song has a different reverb setting completely, where I'm using different variations of input echoes, output echoes. I have reverb times that are different, including room sizes that are different as well. That is done with intent to recreate the reverb sounds from all of the records. So we've got, at this point, over the last 2 years, around about 52 different snapshots, and every single one of them has a different reverb setting. The goal of which, again, to recreate what we did on the record. We've had LV1 now for the last 2.5 years, enjoying the size of it, the screen, and the fact that I'm able to switch between 48 and 96 depending on what servers I'm using, either externally or not. We are running the show with 48 channels of Ionic, 2 of the 24 units. The console sounds great, the preamps sound great, the plugins that I'm using do exactly what I want them to do, and I'm able to shape my inputs exactly the way that I want to hear them. I think in a nutshell, it's the console that I'm using for the future. I don't see myself using anything else because it goes on everything. It goes in the bus bay, into a hotel if I need to. The band loves how it sounds in their ears when we're doing monitors from it. I love how it sounds in front of house. It does everything that I need it to do currently for this position, and with the future software updates that are coming, it just means that there's going to be even more to play with in the future.